Hey you, carry yourself like you're the greatest. Move as if no one surpasses you, not to compete, not to trample anyone, but because deep inside your spirit there's a greatness ready to awaken. The world has always tried to define you. Society stamps labels. Friends hesitate. Strangers pass judgment. But the Stoics murmured something else. You command your mind, not external happenings. Understand this and strength appears. Marcus Aurelius's words remind us that being the best isn't about other people. It is entirely about mastering ourselves. Today, I want you to stand upright. I want you to inhale fully, and I want you to picture, just for this instant, that you are immovable, relentless, untouchable. Because when you carry yourself like the best, you unlock a force others can sense but cannot describe. Remember, how you enter a room, how you hold your silence, how you answer trials, each declares your inner kingdom. The Stoics believed our greatness isn't built in noisy triumphs, but in quiet command of the soul. Seneca said, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." So when I say act as if no one is better than you, I don't mean arrogance. I don't mean vanity. I mean confidence rooted in discipline, in bravery, in unbreakable self-belief. Because the truth is, no one hands you a crown at sunrise. You must choose to wear it. You must place it on your own head, not because the world approves you, but because you decide to honor your own life. When you start carrying yourself as the best, you stop chasing applause. You stop waiting for permission. You stop living under the shadow of comparison. Instead, you rise. You rise with the calm authority of someone who knows their worth. Think of Epictetus, born enslaved, yet becoming one of the greatest Stoic teachers. He owned nothing, yet carried himself as if he possessed everything because he knew real power resides in the mind, not in assets, not in titles. Let this be your awakening. Do not act small. Do not speak as if your voice is trivial. Do not live as if your presence is optional. Live as if your soul was chosen for greatness. Live as if you were born to shape the world around you. Live as if no one was meant to walk taller than you. This is not arrogance. This is duty. Duty to your own potential. I want you now to breathe these words in deeply. I carry myself as if I am the best, not against others, but for myself. Because when you act as if you are the best, you rise beyond fear. You rise beyond hesitation. You rise into a space where courage becomes natural. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one likewise. Stop doubting whether you are worthy. Act worthy. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stand as if you already hold the victory. Stop asking for permission to be great. Be great. This is the first step. This is the beginning of transformation." So before we begin our 5 Stoic lessons on how to act as if you are the best, make a promise, a silent promise, to yourself that from this day forward you will not shrink. You will not lower your crown. You will not bow to fear. You will walk with dignity, speak with certainty, and live with inner fire. Because greatness is not a trophy. Greatness is a choice. If you are ready, join me on this path. Together, we will uncover 5 powerful Stoic truths that show you how to rise, how to hold yourself with unshakable confidence, and how to live a life where you do not chase greatness because you already embody it. But before we move on, pause for a moment. Like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who needs it. And don't forget to subscribe, because what we are creating here is more than talk. It is a movement of strength, courage, and inner mastery. And here is the affirmation I want you to write in the comments right now. I act as if I am the best, because I honor my own power. Say it, write it, breathe it, Let it become part of you. Number 1. Command your mind, or it will command you. The first step to acting as if you are the best is simple but not easy. Take charge of your own mind. The Stoics taught that the greatest fight is not against other people, not against the world, but against our own thoughts. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Consider this for a moment. If your mind is scattered, if it is filled with fear, if it is shackled to comparison, how can you act as if you are the best? You cannot, because the body follows the mind. The voice follows the mind. Your energy, your presence, your deeds, they flow from the throne of thought. To rule your mind is to still the noise, to stop letting fear choose for you, to stop letting others' doubts echo louder than your belief. Many walk through life captive to their thoughts, free on the outside, chained within. They hear a whisper of self-doubt and treat it like law. They see another succeed and instantly shrink their own value. They wake each morning waiting for circumstances to decide their mood. That is not the Stoic way. The Stoic way is to wake and decide, today my mind belongs to me. Today I direct my thoughts as a king directs his realm. Picture yourself as a warrior at the gate of your mind. Each thought tries to pass, fear, envy, anger, self-pity, and you decide who enters. You are the sentinel. You are the ruler. You are the sovereign of your mental empire. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." He was right. Most defeats never happen in the world. They happen in our heads before anything begins. But when you command your mind, those battles change. You do not collapse before they arrive. You do not surrender before you fight. You walk into life with calm, clarity, and strength. How do you practice this daily? Pause before reacting. When someone offends you, do not hand them the keys to your emotions. Pause, breathe, choose your reply. Speak to yourself with authority. When doubt whispers, answer with conviction. I am capable. I am worthy. I am unshakable. Focus on what you control. When storms rise, don't fight the wind. Trim your sails and redirect your course. These are not small moves. They are the foundation of acting as if you are the best. Because the best are not those who dominate others. The best are those who refuse to be dominated by their own weakness. Epictetus, who endured slavery and hardship, still carried himself with unbreakable confidence because he mastered his mind. He said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That is the heart of greatness. Not fame, not wealth, not applause, but self-mastery. So step into the world with a ruler's mind. Do not be dragged by emotion. Do not be chained by fear. Do not let doubt shout louder than your destiny. Act as if you are the best by commanding your thoughts with authority. And hold this truth. The one who rules the mind can face kings, enemies, and storms and remain unshaken. That is what it means to carry yourself as the best. Take this affirmation with you. Drop it in the comments, write it on paper, speak it into your heart. I rule my mind. I will not be ruled by it. This is your first crown. This is your first step into true greatness. Number 2, walk with quiet confidence, not noisy pride. When you carry yourself as the best, the urge is to make it obvious, to shout it, to prove it, to demand witnesses. But real greatness doesn't need a loudspeaker. It speaks through stillness. The Stoics taught that the strongest power is steady, not showy. Epictetus advised, be silent for the most part, and if you speak, say only what's needed and in few words. Why? Because the world confuses volume for power, but the wise measure power by presence. Picture a mountain. It doesn't announce its height. It never proclaims its majesty. Yet standing before it, you feel its force. That is genuine confidence, mountain-like, solid, unmoved, deeply sensed, never theatrically displayed. Many mistake arrogance for confidence. They puff up. They talk over others. They diminish people. That isn't strength. It's a costume. Bluster instead of backbone. The one who truly acts like the best doesn't need to prove anything because they already know. Their worth isn't rented from claps. Their belief isn't leased from recognition. They enter a room and their presence speaks while their mouth rests. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." That's the distinction between noise and substance. Don't debate. Don't boast. Be. How do you live this principle in practice? Let deeds be your voice. Don't broadcast that you're disciplined. Demonstrate it through your work. Don't announce greatness. Prove it by consistency. Guard your silence with dignity. When provoked, let your calm be your armor. The best aren't dragged into petty scuffles. They rise above them. Esteem others without shrinking yourself. True confidence uplifts without pushing anyone down. When you walk with quiet confidence, you exit the exhausting hunger for outside approval. You stop living for applause or permission. You anchor in something deeper, the certainty of your own soul. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Apply it to pride. When you crave recognition, you stay poor in spirit. When you stand content in who you are without demanding notice, you grow rich in self-respect. Here is the truth. Acting as if you are the best isn't about towering over people. It's about standing fully in yourself, calmly, firmly, fearlessly. Think of those we revere. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who wore humility beneath his crown. Epictetus, a former slave who taught rulers. Their greatness wasn't in titles, noise, but in the quiet command of their character. When you embody this, the world senses it. Respect arrives unforced. Honor comes unsummoned. You don't need to tell anyone you're the best. They see it in how you move, reply, and live. So the second key is this. Be silent when the noise is empty and let your strength be felt, not flaunted. Confidence is like a flame. The weak blaze hot and loud, devouring their fuel quickly. The strong burn steady, giving light without waste. Be that steady fire. Be a mountain that earns respect without demand. Be the calm force that stands unshaken in a world addicted to volume. Carry this affirmation and post it where you'll see it. Drop it in the comments, write it down, walk with it. My confidence is quiet. My strength is unshakable. Say it slowly. Feel it settle in your chest. Step forward with it in every stride. This is the second crown you place upon your head. Number 3. Stand tall in adversity. The finest are forged in fire. To carry yourself like the best, you must hold your posture when life is heavy. Anyone can feel confident under clear skies and smooth roads. The real test begins when storms arrive. The Stoics taught that hardship isn't a curse, it's a catalyst. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." These aren't pretty phrases, they're a blueprint. Every obstacle is an invitation to ascend. Think of steel. Before it gains strength, it meets heat. Without flame, it stays soft. Without pressure, it warps. But when it's tempered, when it faces the furnace, it becomes resilient. So it is with you. Acting like the best doesn't mean avoiding pain. It means facing pain without losing your center. It means carrying dignity through difficulty, walking calmly while chaos howls. Adversity is inevitable. You'll be misunderstood, you'll stumble, you'll be doubted, maybe mocked. The Stoic path is not collapse, but composure. Not shrinking, but standing, taller, steadier, wiser with each strike. How do you live this in practice? Turn obstacles into instructors. Don't ask, why me? Ask, what will this teach me? Change your lens, and the storm becomes a classroom. Train with discomfort. Stoics rehearsed voluntary hardship, fasting, simple beds, bare feet, not as punishment, but as preparation. It reminds you that you can endure more than you think. Hold your ground with grace. When pressure mounts, don't plead, don't fold, don't fracture. Straighten your spine, your stance, your silence, your steady breath. These are the marks of the best. Seneca said, "Fire tests gold, adversity tests brave men." That's the secret of greatness. The strongest aren't the ones who dodged trials. They're the ones who met them and matured. Look at Epictetus, born enslaved, body injured, freedom limited, yet his voice drew emperors and generals. Pain didn't break him, it honed him. Chains didn't define him. He walked freer than his captors. This is what it means to act as the best. Not swagger, not hollow bravado, but the quiet strength of one who has passed through flame and refused to bow. And when you live this way, something powerful happens. You become a lighthouse. People watch how you carry yourself under pressure, and they remember. You prove that greatness isn't about dodging waves. It's about standing unmoved while they crash. Picture it. The sea roars, winds shriek, skies darken, yet there you are, upright, beaming guidance without a word. That is Stoic power embodied. So when hardship knocks, and it will, don't shrink, don't curse, don't flee. Remember, what blocks the path becomes the path. Let your barrier become your leverage. Let your struggle become your crown. Because excellence is not bred in comfort, it is forged in fire. Carry this affirmation with you. Write it, speak it, post it. I stand tall in the storm. What resists me refines me. Let it settle in your bones. This is your third crown. Number 4. Master discipline. The crown belongs to the consistent. To act like the best isn't a single moment. It's a manner of living. Greatness doesn't arrive in one dramatic surge. It's carved patiently by the daily chisel of discipline. The Stoics knew this well. Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly. As a tree requires years to root, as rivers etch stone over ages, so greatness demands time, patience, and persistence." Consider this. Many people want to be the best, but few are willing to live as the best. They desire outcomes without the cost. They want recognition without repetition. But the one who truly acts as the best, seen or unseen, shows up daily, quietly, reliably. Discipline isn't glamorous. It's rising when you'd rather sleep. It's training your body when comfort whispers rest. It's choosing focus while distractions shout. It's practicing virtue when temptation lures toward weakness. The Stoics worked discipline not only in behavior, but in thought. Marcus Aurelius journaled each morning, reminding himself to live with virtue, resist laziness, and act with purpose. He ruled Rome, yet humbled himself to simple routines that keep any person strong. How do we cultivate discipline in daily life? Start small and don't stop. Don't wait for perfect timing. Begin today. One action, one step, one habit. Small wins compound into might. Treat routine as freedom. Many call routine dull. Discipline turns it into liberation. Structure shields you from chaos and strengthens your will. Honor private promises. Don't break the vows you whisper to yourself. If you say you'll rise early, rise. If you say you'll practice patience, practice. Each kept promise builds inner trust. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Discipline is how we reclaim time. It's how we refuse waste. It's how we declare, "My life is too valuable to be lived carelessly." When you carry yourself as the best, you move with intention. You don't let hours leak away. You don't trade your energy for trivial diversions. You walk with focus, clarity, and respect for your minutes. And here is discipline's beauty. It becomes freedom. At first, it feels like shackles. You resist, you struggle. Then it frees you from weakness, from sloth, from regret. Study any master, philosopher, fighter, artist, leader. Their crown wasn't gifted. It was earned through daily acts. No crowd applauded. Live with discipline, and you are already acting as the best. Not because others see it, but because you know it. Each day becomes proof of your strength. Each small act becomes a brick in the fortress of your character. Truth, discipline shapes more than habits. It shapes who you are. It teaches patience, endurance, resilience. It grants the quiet authority of someone who has earned their place rather than begged for it. Wearing the crown of greatness isn't shouting, "Look at me." It is moving through each day with discipline so steady that your life itself becomes undeniable evidence. Seal this in with an affirmation. Write it, speak it, post it. My discipline is my crown. I rise daily as the best. This crown is tougher than gold and weightier than jewels because it's forged from consistency. Number 5, live with purpose. True greatness serves more than the self. Acting like the best isn't only about mastering yourself, it's about devoting your strength to something beyond you. The Stoics never framed life as a selfish chase. They taught that real greatness shines brightest when it uplifts others and leaves the world sturdier than before. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." We aren't isolated. We belong to a larger whole. When you carry yourself as the best, it's not to dominate, it's to inspire, fortify, and give. Picture a candle hoarding its light. It soon burns alone. But a flame that kindles other flames multiplies. To act as the best is to live with a purpose so clear that people feel it, even if you never say a word. How does this look in practice? Let your strength be of service. Use power to lift, not to press down. Use confidence to encourage, not to belittle. Greatness never requires stepping on anyone. It raises them. Align yourself with meaning. Ask, why am I here? What am I building? What legacy am I crafting? Without purpose, victories feel hollow. With purpose, even hardship feels sacred. Treat each day as service. Through kindness, wisdom, and example, let your presence improve the lives of those around you. That is the quiet force of Stoic greatness. Seneca wrote, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Acting as the best isn't about endless years or empty trophies. It's about quality, meaning, and impact. Here's the hidden key. When you live with purpose, your greatness becomes unshakable. Wealth can vanish, status can slip, fame can fade, but purpose endures. It anchors you through every storm. Consider Epictetus, no riches, little freedom, no worldly glory, yet his teachings outlive empires. Why? Because his life ran on purpose. He transformed hardship into wisdom that still shapes minds. That is the crown above all crowns, a life of purpose. When you live for more than yourself, your walk changes. Your words carry weight. Your actions gain dignity. You stop chasing validation. You become a source of it. Others don't just see you acting as the best. They feel it. Your calm strength, quiet confidence, resilience, discipline, and purpose. So ask yourself, what is your purpose? What are you living toward? What will your life represent when your name is only a memory? Don't fear the question, embrace it. The answer unlocks the final key to greatness. To act as the best is not arrogance, it is awakening. It isn't about proving yourself, it's about becoming yourself. The Stoics remind us, greatness isn't the noise of pride, but the steadiness of self-mastery. Not crowns of gold, but crowns of character. We've traveled through 5 principles together. Rule your mind or it will rule you. Walk with quiet confidence, not loud pride. Stand tall in adversity, the best are forged in fire. Master discipline, the crown belongs to the consistent. Live with purpose. True greatness serves more than itself. These aren't merely lessons, they're tools, anchors and flames to guide you. When the world tests you, when doubt whispers, when fear tries to bind your spirit, the choice is yours. Will you play small and kneel to hesitation, or will you rise as if you are already crowned? The best aren't waiting to be discovered. They decide, daily, to live as the best. So from this day forward, lift your head. Speak with clarity. Walk with calm strength. Live with a flame that won't be hidden. You are not ordinary. You were not born to shrink. You were born to rise. And when you act as the best, no person and no storm can take that crown. Seal this journey with one last affirmation. Drop it in the comments and let it echo through this community. I rise daily as the best. I honor my mind, my strength, and my purpose. If this message resonated, like, comment, share to someone special, and subscribe. Stay strong. Stay stoic.